Some residents have voiced deep concern about the pace and scale of residential, economical, and industrial development in Madison County. They worry that rapid growth could erode the county's rural character, strain infrastructure, and diminish the farmland and open spaces that define the community's identity. For these residents, questions about how much new growth the county can responsibly absorb are central to preserving the landscape, culture, and way of life that generations have valued. Others believe that continued growth is essential to expanding opportunity, strengthening the local economy, and ensuring long-term success.
How do you balance the perspectives of preservation and responsible growth?
I believe smart growth is necessary. I think our development has outpaced our infrastructure. In the forum, I stated I want to push pause. Pause means to hold, not to stop. I'm not against builders, but what I am for is for all builders, not just a select few. Fair and impartial contracts throughout our county. While maintaining the beautiful farmland, the county that we love, we can do this with the proper infrastructure, roads, and utilities, and public safety always as a priority.
Do you believe there should be limits to growth in Madison County? And if so, what should those look like?
I believe that our development has outpaced our infrastructure. I think that, growth is going to happen. We just need to make sure that we're doing the appropriate check and balance, utilizing our planning and zoning, and making sure that all decisions are made for the greater good, including the neighbor of the developments that are happening.
What is your plan to stop residential development and preserve our farmlands?
I don't believe we can stop residential development. I do believe that we can do that in a smart way, smart growth, proper infrastructure, and we can get the job done when we take the entire community into account. It's the greater good.
Would you use the government power of eminent domain to achieve your goals in office?
I do not believe in eminent domain. I believe if there was a public safety issue and we were concerned that we could talk to a landowner and come up with a compromise in some way, but we should not take land from the farmer. That's happening, and I don't think it should.
A government of the people must be open in its actions and receptive to the perspectives of those it represents, in our case, the citizens of Madison County. Transparency and responsiveness are not optional. They are the foundation of public trust and effective leadership and fundamental to good governance.
How can elected officials prioritize the needs of the people over the needs of their donors?
The needs of donors is not an option. The needs of the public is priority. That should not be a consideration for anyone in office.
How do you plan to reach out to the public on important issues that come up in the next 4 years?
I believe fiscal court meetings should be at available times for workers. I've addressed this, and I think there's an easy solution. You can have one in the morning, and then there are 2 months, have one in the morning, one in the evening. I recognize there are third shifts. There are other shifts, of course, but if we have it online, have YouTube, welcome comments, open your door, answer the phone, and you certainly don't delete people that have questions. You cannot be silenced. This county cannot be silenced.
Madison County faces significant maintenance and infrastructure needs. Responsible growth requires that essential systems be able to support increased demand, including improvements to roadways, mitigation of traffic congestion, and ensuring adequate response times for EMS and other emergency services.
How will you work with the State Road Department to get state roads within the county to be improved?
I think working with the state about the roads, that is a simple algorithm of most important need to least important. And I don't believe that has been happening. We have had a contract in the past. I spoke about that in our forum. They were clearing the roads, dropping salt on county and state roads, partnerships that are invaluable. Instead of purchasing power, buying trucks that we have that require maintenance, I don't think that's a good plan. I think working together and again, prioritizing the true needs of the entire county including cities of Berea and Richmond, we can come up with a solution for our roads.
Are there currently any plans to expand sewer services in Madison County?
I cannot speak to the sewer issues in the county. I don't believe we're privy to that information because there's a problem with transparency. If I was aware of that, it would be like any other issue, eminent domain, roads, it would be a priority because it is a public safety issue.
What is your plan to improve and maintain the county roads? Will this plan support your planned growth of the county?
The plan's the same for the county roads. For maintenance and supporting them, you prioritize the highest need and you address that. It's a public safety issue for our children on buses, for people getting to work. We have to address that. And related to smart growth, I do think we work with developers for planned infrastructure and what that would look like.
The current water system outside the cities is not designed to support firefighting needs. For example, there are no rated fire hydrants in Madison County. What plans do you have to improve the water system?
To answer your question about the water system, again, there hasn't been a lot of transparency, so I'm not aware of issues, but I would think you would work with your team, you would work with the fiscal court, and you would work with your department heads and board members. If there are issues related to fire safety, you would work with your fire officers and make sure the hydrants are sufficient so that we can fight the fires and keep our community safe.
What resources will be taken from other parts of the county for the new fire station in the north of the county?
The biggest question that we have about the fire station on the north end is, are we closing the one on Keeneland Drive? To me, that's not an option. That's not expansion. That is just removing and replacing. I think we need to take a hard look at where the money's coming from for the north end. We are receiving millions of dollars that we spoke of for the west end, and we need to make sure when we do that, that we're still serving the south of the county. Closing the fire station on Keeneland Drive is not an option. I am all for a fire station at the north end. We do have volunteer fire departments. They're not being sufficiently funded. We all know that. They have not had an increase in their funding. They have old equipment, used equipment. We need to address the volunteer fire departments. If we need a new fire station and the data's there to prove that, let's put a new one there, but let's don't close the one that we have.